I'm going to just repeat the Arabic letters in their neutral positions before we look at how they look connected. With slightly decent handwriting, I'm not a perfect, I'm not a calligrapher or anything. So here are the Arabic letters in their neutral positions. Alif, alif, but to remind you, this piece here floating on top of the alif, its name is Hamza. This letter here, its name is Alif. When you see both of them together, you can still call it Alif, or you can call it Hamza. But right now, we're going to call it Alif. And if you have some questions about Hamza and Alif, then feel free to ask, inshallah. But just for now, I'm just going to call both of these together Alif. Bismillah. Ba. Notice my angle of approach. Starting, going down. Before I hit the line, I make a curve. Ta. Again. That. Notice the position of the dots also. It's not inside. Those dots are floating. Look here to see. In this case, it's something like that. Just so you can see the position of the dots relative to the other line written there. Again, without me being a professional calligrapher, this is just to get you closer to a decent handwriting. So what are those? Ba, ba, ta, tha, jim, ha, kha. So you have here jim, ha, kha. We already went through steps to how to write these, so I'm not repeating myself. But feel free to ask if you want. Dal. Notice how I'm writing that. Starting up top, coming down on an angle. Before I hit the line, I make a curve. Bounce off that line a little bit, and I have a tooth there at the bottom also. Dal. So without a dot is letter dal. With a dot is the letter thal. We're using DH here for thal so that it's clear for you. What sound does thal make using DH? But thal makes sound like from the word that or this or those or the word, for example, smooth. This TH sound here. Instead of writing it as TH, we're writing it as DH because we use TH for that. So DH for thal. Most important is to know the Arabic letter, not how we spell it in English transcription. Ra, zay, Notice the difference between dal and thal and ra and zay. Some people mix them up, especially if there isn't a line to help you to get your perspective for the letter. You need to understand the letter's relation to the line so that even if there isn't a line there, you can understand what you are seeing or how it's supposed to be. For example, in English, aren't there letters that go under the line, letters that are over the line, letters that are under the line, like that, letters that are over the line? Yes. So, do you need the line there to know if it's one of the letters that go under the line or over the line? Probably not, because you are familiar with what you are looking at. Also, in Arabic, you need to be familiar with which letters are under the line or over the line so that if you see it without a line, you know what you are looking at. You can see here dal and thal are over the line, while ra and zay are under the line. And notice though that a part of them is over the line. That's one of the benefits of learning the handwriting tips. If you learn some handwriting tips, then some things will get pointed out to you so you can do them. Or else you might not realize that that's supposed to be there. Like right now, I just wrote Ra and Zay. If I don't say something to you and you are writing on your own, you might write them under the line completely in a way that not a part of them is over the line because it doesn't register for you that that piece that's over the line is there on purpose. So Ra, Zay, Seen, Sheen. What do you notice here? Notice that Seen and Sheen have three teeth. The first two teeth are closer together than the second and third teeth. And you notice that the second tooth goes off in one direction while the third tooth goes off in another direction. And you notice this third tooth in itself over the line. And you notice that the end of this hoop here is not as high as the third tooth itself. So the synopsis then is that here is the shape of seen and sheen. Well, whenever I get to the end of the line, my thing slips under my hand. MashaAllah. There. That's seen or sheen. Seen, sheen. Then you have thawed and bod. ba, and ba, bod, bod, ba, and law. I'm using DH underline for law. You said, I know the Arabic letters, but when it comes to reading a sentence, sometimes it's hard to recognize the letters. How do one learn it? How does one learn it? Through practice. Practice, practice, practice. Ain, ghain, fa. So here's ain, here's ghain. We're using GH for ghain. Gh, gh, gh. How long would it take to learn, would you say, if I already understand or speak Arabic? Well, if you already understand and speak Arabic, so what you are saying is that you have trouble reading. So I think it shouldn't take long. Just have to buckle down, study the letters, and then practice reading and writing. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We're using GH for ghain here. That's standard to render this ghain sound. Transcribe it by the letters GH, even outside of Arabic. It's standard in English to use GH for ghain sound in different languages, as well as to use KH for the kha up here, number yani kha, letter kha. That's standard for that letter kha, KH, for Arabic and other languages that have this sound. Letter fa. I pointed out for you last time, letter fat has a neck. So you don't want to write fat without a neck. How would someone write fat without a neck? He'd write it like this, for example. That's not a good one. In fact, you could notice how fat looks like bat, tat, and fat. It just has that hoop on the top of it here. Otherwise, looks like a bat, tat, or a that. Cough, calf, lamb, meme, noon, ha, wow, yeah, calf, lamb, meme, noon, ha, wow, not wow, wah, wow, and yeah. And just like how you say wow, like that, not wow, wow. Also, letter zai, not zay, zai, zai. Okay. We have here 28 letters. Before I move on, any question? Okay. Now, my original plan for today was to start looking at connected, how the letters look connected. For the person who asked me about how long do I think it would take for him to basically learn how to read Arabic better, and I told you it depends on your practice. This list of letters here, this really for anyone here in the lesson. If you haven't memorized these letters, have them memorized by tomorrow. Not next week, tomorrow. Alif, ba, ta, tha, jim, ha, kha, dal, ذال, ra, zay, sin, sheen, صاد, ضاد, طاء, ظاء, عين, غين, فاء, قاف, كاف, لام, ميم, نون, ها, واو, ياء. Tomorrow. Toy, what if you don't get it tomorrow? Then the next day. Not next week, though. Are you a serious student or you just talking? Yes. If you have tactics, then use them. But do what you have to do. Repetition also. Like, for example, use some dhikr beats. And so let's say your dhikr beats is divided 33, 33, 33. So take one of those. You say, by the time I finish this 33, I should know all the letters. So you start the first one. Alif, ba, ta, tha, ah. Then you got stuck. What? That, let me fix that. What is it there? Take a look. Ta, tha, jim, ha, kha, etc. Okay, go all the way down to ya. That's one. Now, the second bead. Alif, ba, ta, tha, jim, ha, jim, ha, need to look again? Look. Oh, jim, ha, kha. Okay. Dal, dal, ra, zay, sin. All the way to ya, that's second bead. Third beat, alif, ba, ta, tha, like that. Inshallah, by the time you get to the 33rd one, you're going to get all the way to ya from memory. Memorize this in a day. You can memorize it in a day. Subhanallah, when I first started, when I very first learned the letters, this is my very first start. I asked one of the brothers, Arabic brother, to teach me the letters. So he taught them to me, and his handwriting was not very good. Much worse than what I'm writing here for you. Anyway, he taught me the letters. So I came back to him the next day. I said, okay, I memorized the letters. Show me the next one. So he was so surprised. And I was surprised that he was surprised. So it means his surprise meant for me that I thought he thought I'm not going to come back to him or I'm not going to study or something. But that's really how the people are, though. Most of the people, they don't study well. Most of the people are not going to come back the next day having memorized their lesson. Also, remember, I'm just saying for the sake of Allah, when I very, very, very first started learning, so young, I'm a teenager. When I remember I sat in my first Quran lesson. I don't remember the very, very first one, but I took some Quran. Then the next time I came back, it was Hajj Ali was teaching us too. Uh, He had much more black in his beard then. Rahimahullah ta'ala. And then, yani, I recited whatever I did. I studied anyway, is the point. So as if he was surprised. Subhanallah. That's how it goes. So, yani, surprise your teachers then. Study, go study, complete your task in a day, inshallah. Don't underestimate yourself. Uh, Discover possibly that you have a memory better than what you thought. You might discover about yourself that actually, yeah, you have decent capability to memorize. So there you have all the letters. Now, what I can do for you here before I move on to their shapes in the connected forms, I uh I can show you some of the families of the letters here that will help you to pronounce the letters. So, if I start with, first of all, let me number the letters here. Let me number them so that if I need to use the number as a reference, you will be able to follow with me. Assuming you don't know all the letters yet. Here are numbers. One. Hold on. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Okay, so we have 28 letters here. Let me show you some of the families of these letters that will help you to be able to pronounce them, inshallah, and differentiate between some of them. I'm going to start with number two, Ba. Who's in the family of Ba? Here's letter Ba. Who's in the family of Ba? Meme and Wow and Fat. So what's meme there? Meme is number 24. Wow is number 27. And Fat is number 20. And Bat is number 2. These are all a family. Uh, what makes them a family? These four letters, they all come from the lips. The shafa. Lips. B, 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 ba. Meme. So, ba and meme are the closest. M. Bat is harder than meme. Meme is softer than bat. Then wow. Wow is a little bit further from bat and meme because wow, although it uses two lips, leaves an opening between them. Ba, your lips close completely. Ba. Meme, your lips close completely. Wow, your lips do not close completely, but you are using two lips. And then fat, you only use one lip. One lip with your teeth, the bottom lip against your teeth. Fat. So that's a family there, those lip letters. Question. Is noon written like half a circle or is it similar to bat? Noon is uh, almost like half a circle. It's not really like half a circle. Has its own shape. Something like this. Yani, notice here the angle of the curves here. So that's not really like half a circle. Half a circle, if I wrote a circle, that's circle there. Now, if I erase half of it, then that's what half a circle looks like. So that's not really a beautiful noon, that half a circle there. If someone presented to you that, and they said, ah, look, I wrote the letter noon. So you're going to know what it is. But said the one I wrote up above looks like half a circle. Yeah, it's not perfect. It's not perfect one, but yeah, what looks like uh, noon here. It looks also like the edge of the sod, the hoop on the seam. Also, cough. Uh, okay, so what about number three? Tat. Tat. Here's letter tat. Her sisters are Dal and Paw. Tat, Dal, and Paw. Tat is number three. Dal is what? Number eight. And Paw is number 16. Tat, Dal, and Paw. Tat is the little sister. Tat. Dal is the middle sister. She's harder than Tat. Dal. And Paw, she's the big sister. Paw. Okay, and what else we have here? Number four, that. That is number four. And the sisters of that are Thal and Law. That, Thal, and Law. So then Thal is number nine because it comes right after Dal. And Law is number 17 because it comes right after Law. That also is the little sister. So soft. That. Thal is the middle sister. She is stronger. Thal. And Law is the big sister. Okay. And then what about number five? Jeem. Jeem, letter number five. Who are her sisters? Her sisters are Sheen and Yeah. Yeah is for sure number 28. Don't have to look there. And Sheen is number 13. Jeem, Sheen, and Yeah. How are they sisters? Because they all come from the middle of the tongue. So if this is your tongue here, and here, these are teeth, and these are teeth underneath, and yani, you have in your mouth the roof of your mouth, right? Have a little thing for the throat. So this is your tongue here. Jim, sheen, and yeah, they all come from the middle of your tongue. The middle of your tongue goes up to the roof. Sheen, Jim. How are you going to make a mistake here if you pronounce Jim from the front of your tongue? You might say Jim from the front of your tongue. If you are making a mistake. Don't bring it from the front of your tongue. Jim, like dal. No. Bring it from the middle of your tongue, like sheen. Jim, like sheen. That's why if your Jim is weak, it's going to sound like a sheen. Like someone might say, Mina shaitanir rajim, al rajim. There's a jim there, al rajim, not al rajim. Maybe you know a Muslim named Naji or Najia. So someone might say Naji. The jim is weak here. Sounds like a sheen. Naji. Really would be Naji. Jim from the middle of the tongue. So jim is the hardest one of these three. And sheen releases the air. So that makes it weaker amongst these three. Because for a letter to be able to release air is a weakness in the letter. Sheen. And the letter sheen spreads from the middle of your tongue to the front of your mouth. Shh. Is it you or is it something frozen? I don't know. Doesn't look frozen for me. It's not frozen for me. Okay. Jeem, sheen, and yeah. Also, all these three come from the middle of your tongue. Yeah. Sheen, jeem. And I'm going to remind you, practice that jeem from the middle of your tongue, not from the front. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. From the middle. Or uh, Ma'an thajjaja from the middle of your tongue. وَالسَّمَاءِ ذَاتِ الْبُرُوجِ from the middle of your tongue. Jim. Okay, what's next? Letter Ha, number 6. Ha, does Ha have a sister? Yes, one. Ain. You might say to me, what about letter Ha? Uh, so, okay, before I tell you letter Ain, I'll put letter hat for you here. But those are not really close sisters. But you might doubt me here. Because the first one is called Ha, and the second one is called Ha. And if you don't have an ear for Arabic, it's going to sound exactly the same. If you say to a person, Prophet Muhammad with a hat, he's not even going to hear the letter hat. It's going to sound like a hat. To him, it sounds like saying Muhammad. Muhammad. When you have an ear for the Arabic, you're going to hear the sound difference. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So it's not Muhammad. Muhammad. Uh, and so that's letter number 6. This hat. Letter hat over here. I want to put it underneath. Because it's not really the sister of hat. But so they can be close together, I'll put it underneath. Which number is hat? 26. So then what's the real sister for letter ha? Which is letter number 6. Its real sister is letter Ain. So you might say ha, Ain. Yeah, those are closer than you think. Both of those come from the middle of the throat, but they have different attributes. They come from the same spot, but their attributes are different. So when you say ha, it's so close to saying ain, really. You can test that by just saying some words. Like the letter or the word ain versus the word heen. Ain, heen. So that you can feel how close those two letters are. Ain, heen. So that's why they are really sisters. As for ha, letter number 26, its real sister is letter Hamza. Ah, makes sound ah, ah, ah. Which is, we're going to designate it as letter number 1, Hamza. Up here, see Alif? You know the letter Hamza there? That floating on top of the Alif? Hamza. And Ain is letter number 18. So 6 and 18 are sisters. Ha and Ain. And 26 and 1 are sisters. Ha and Hamza. Hamza makes the sound ah. Ha, ah, ha, ah. And you could doubt me here. You might doubt me here. You might say, well, it sounds to me like Letter 6 and letter 26, ha and ha, they're closer. Ha, ha. And letter 18 and letter 1, they are closer. Ah and ah, 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 ah. So these are close. So basically what happened here is that here, Bismillah, here's the throat. Yani, let me try something here. So, okay, here's a person. The person has yani lips and also teeth. Whoops. Also teeth. And the person has tongue. Okay, this is tongue here. You have the roof of the mouth here. And you have at the back of your mouth. So here's tongue. And then you have throat here. And you have this piece of flesh that hangs over your throat here. Okay. So what you have here in the throat is there are three spots. From the top, there's letter kha, letter kha, and letter ghain. From the middle, you have letter ha and letter ain. And from the bottom, you have letter ha and letter hamza. So that's why it seems like ha and ha are so close, and ain and hamza are so close. But really, ain and ha are closer than ha and ha. And ha and hamza are closer than uh, the other two letters. I hope that's clear for you. Yeah, ha and ha are like cousins. Ain and hamza are like cousins. Ha and ain are sisters. And ha and hamza are sisters. Ameen wa fikum. Okay. And what else do we have here? Wow, the time goes fast. Ha, ha. So let's check off our list here. See what we've already covered. So Hamza's covered. Ba is covered. Ta is covered. Tha is covered. Jim is covered. Ha is covered. Uh, we're at Kha. Kha and Ghain are sisters. We just said so. I'm going to come back to that. Dal is covered. Dal is covered. Ra, Zai. Okay. Sin, Sheen. Sheen is covered. Sad, Dad. Ba is covered. Va is covered. Ain is covered. Ghain. Fa. Fa is covered. Qaf. Kaf. Lam. Mim we covered. Noon. Ha. Wow we covered. Yeah we covered. There's only a few letters left. What's next letter? Letter number 7. Kha. Put it on the line over here. Kha. Not great. Kha. The sister of Kha is Ghain. So Kha is letter number 7 and Ghain is letter 19. These two are sisters, like I just demonstrated for you here. Kha and Ghain. Okay. Kha. Then what? Dal, Dal, Ra. Letter Ra. Does Ra have any sisters? Yes. You have Ra and also Lam and Noon. Ra, Ra, Ra. La, la, la. Ra and Lam are like the reverse of each other. When you say Ra, your tongue goes back. Ra. When you say Lam, your tongue goes forward. La, 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 Lam. Ra, 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 Ra. Ra, la, la, ra, la, ra, la, ra, la, ra, la, ra. La, Ra. And Noon is right at the same spot there with those two. Lam, Ra, Noon. So Ra is letter 10 and Lam is letter 23 and Noon is letter 25. I hope all this is working out for you and it's not confusing. Okay. Ra, Zai, number 11. Does Zai have some sisters? Yes. Zai, Thin, and Thawd. Those are sisters. Zai is actually the medium sister because Zai is harder than Sin. Sin is letter number 12. And Thawd is the big sister out of these. Thawd, letter 14. Zai, Sin, Thawd. Now, if you want a nice Zai, you actually need to suppress some of the air. When you say Steen, you don't suppress any of the air. The air is coming out. Steen. Also, when you say thawed, you're not suppressing any of the air. Thawed. But when you say zai, you are suppressing some of the air. It's not a free flow of air here. There's a blockage. Zai. And similar to zai in this way is the letter Zal. Zal also has some blockage. It's not a free flow of air. When you say Zal, there's obstruction there, blocking some of the air. Zal. Also, Zai. Yes. How to write letter Sod. Yes. So letter Sod, starting on the line, going up like a ramp, coming around, curving here, making a tooth right there, and then coming back down like I'm making a noon. Sod. You're welcome. Okay, I want to finish this today. So if you want to hang out with me just for a few minutes overtime, let's finish this, inshallah. So, kha, dal, dal, ra, zay, sin, sheen, thawd, bod, letter 15, bod. Okay, I need more lines. Okay, letter bod. It does not have a sister. This is the, how do you call the lone wolf here? Bod. No family members. Now, usually we transcribe bod as a D with an underline, but not because really it's close to letter dal. It's not really close to letter dal at all. Yani, here's your tongue. Here's your tongue. And here's molars on side. And you have teeth also. So bod comes from the whole side of your tongue, pressing against your molars. Most people make bod come from the left side, but it's possible to make it come from the right side. It's valid. One side, though, not both sides. Bod. Whereas dal, so this is where bod is here. Whereas dal is from completely different spot. It's from here, from the front of your tongue, the top of your tongue. Da, da. The top of your tongue goes up to touch the palate, the roof of your mouth. Da, 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 dal. Bod does not go up to touch the palate. Bod is the side of your tongue pressing against your molars. Completely different spot. So bod is not really related to dal in this way. Bod here doesn't have any family. Dal though does, because dal and ta and pa, they all come from that spot. Pa, ta, dal. Okay, what's after letter bod? Bod, so here, let me. So kha is covered, dal, dal, ra is covered, zay, sin, sheen, sod, bod, pa, va, ain, ghain, we covered, fa, qaf. Ah, does qaf have any family? Here's letter qaf. Yes, calf. Qaf and calf are sisters. Qaf is the big sister, Kaf is the little sister. So here, Bod is letter 15. Qaf is 21. Bod is 15. Qaf is 21 and Kaf is 22. Qaf. Kaf. Kaf lets the air out. Kaf. Allahu Akbar. Akbar. Qaf does not let the air out. إلى المسجد الأقصى. إلى المسجد الأقصى. There's no air getting out like that. Okay. So now Qaf is covered. Kaf is covered. Lam is already covered. Lam is related to Noon and Ra. Meme is covered. And Ha is covered. Ha is with Hamza. And Wal is a lip letter. And Ya is from the middle of the tongue. Can you draw where in the mouth the Qaf and the Kaf are? Yes. Here, Qaf and Kaf, they come from here. Qaf and Kaf. Yani right where that flesh is dangling over your throat, meaning comes from your tongue. Your tongue, all the way there in the back. Qaf. Qaf is the one further back. Kaf is ahead. Ahead means closer to the lips. The lips is the front because the head is the top. The feet are the bottom. The head is the top. The feet are the bottom. The lips is the front of all these letter exits. Then you go back. From there, you get to the tongue. They have the front of the tongue, the middle of the tongue, then the back of the tongue. From there, you get to the throat. They have the top of the throat, then the middle of the throat, and the bottom of the throat. Amin wafiq. So now you just saw all the families. And what makes these letters related to these other letters? All of what we have just gone through today is Makhraj. Makhraj, exits. Exits of the letters. Not the attributes of the letters, the exits of the letters. If we want to look at the attributes of the letters, then they have different families. Then when we look at the attributes of the letters, we're going to be able to say Zal and Zay are related because both of them obstruct the air to a degree. Zal, Zay. And we would be able to say that Ha and Ha are related because they have similar attributes. We didn't put them next to each other related here because we're not talking about the attributes of the letters. We're talking about the exits. From where do these letters emerge? Inshallah, we'll talk about the attributes of the letters later. Now, after this, that would be next week, bi'iznillahi ta'ala, we should be able to start going over what the letters look like in connected positions. Memorize these letters by next week, please, like tomorrow. Do you have any question?
I do have a
Wa
question.
alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Yes.
Do you is you this is recorded, right?
Yes, it is.
I missed the first half, so I was wondering if there was access to the first half when it started. I
Uh,
joined kind of late.
well, I intend to put this on YouTube.
Oh, okay, perfect.
So, inshallah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Thank
Well,
you.
you're welcome. Okay, if there is no question, then let's end, inshallah.